In this video, we're going to learn how to solve equations involving complementary and supplementary angles. So in this first example on the screen here, it says to solve for the value of A. And when you look at the picture, you see that neither angle is labeled with a number. Both of them have algebraic expressions. But we should notice that both of the angles do combine to be a 90-degree angle. Remember, that's called complementary. So on this purple graphic here, I've walked us through the steps we need to do this problem. It says solve to find the value of A. So step one says to set up your equation. Now our angles add up to 90, so I'm going to use that first statement there. I'm going to write that angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90. We know in this problem that the two angles combine to be 90, so I'm going to set it up like that. Now step two on the purple graphic says to fill in your angles. So I'm going to put 7a minus 2, and then I'm going to put the plus sign, and then I'm going to do 4a minus 7, and it equals 90. All I did was take the angles measures from the problem and fill them into my equation. Step three says to solve my equation, and to do this I should first start by attempting to combine like terms. So if there's any like terms in this problem, I should combine them. And I see 7a and I see 4a, so I'm going to combine those to be 11a. And I see negative 2 and negative 7, so those combine to be negative 9, and this still adds up to 90. Now I'm going to use inverse operations to get a all by itself. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides and get 11a equals 99. I'll divide both sides by 11, and I'll get a equals 9. So this problem asks us to find the value of a, and we did. A is 9. Sometimes these problems will say instead, find the measure of each angle. Now this one doesn't say that, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. So sometimes it's going to ask you to find the measure of each angle, and that's what step 4 on this purple graphic says. Do they want the angle measures? This one didn't ask for it, but I'm going to show you anyway. So to find the angle measures, I just write one of the angles, and I just plug in 9 in for A. So 4 times 9 minus 7, which is 36 minus 7, which is 29. So that top angle there is 29 degrees, and I'm going to do it for the other one. 7a minus 2, 7 times 9 minus 2, 7 times 9 is 63, and 63 minus 2 is 61 degrees. So the two angle measures are 29 and 61. And we should be able to check this because we know these two numbers add up to 90, and my two answers do add up to 90. So I know that my work is correct here. So let's do another example here. This time, the only difference between our two examples is that the angles, instead of adding up to 90, are going to add up to 180 degrees. So think about what that looks like. An angle, two angles that add up to 180 degrees is just going to be a line, right? So here's our next problem. This one says solve to find the value of m. So we'll set it up the same. Angle 1 plus angle 2. This time, instead of adding up to 90, they're going to add up to 180. Let's plug in the measure of each angle. So angle 1 is going to be m plus 5, and the other one is going to be 3m minus 5, and they add up to 180. Let's combine like terms. That's step 3. So m plus 3m is 4m. 5 plus negative 5 is 0, so I'm just not going to write that. And that equals 180. Let's divide by 4. Let's use inverse operations to get our m all by itself. 180 divided by 4 is 45. So m is 45. Again, this problem says solve to find the value of m. So we should be able to technically stop. But I'm going to show you just in case a question does ask for more. I'm going to show you how to find the measure of each angle. So you just write what we know about the angle and you plug in the number you know. So m is 45. That would make the angle on the bottom 50 degrees. And the one on the top is 3m minus 5. So 3 times 45 minus 5. 45 times 3 is 135 minus 5. So the other angle is 130. And just to double check, these two angles should add up to 180 degrees, and they do. So when you do these problems, I encourage you to have a piece of scrap paper or a whiteboard handy. And I strongly encourage you to use this purple graphic, which I've shared with you, because these problems have a lot of steps, and we want to make sure we don't lose a step along the way.